Anna hides under a table, holding her breath. Out of nowhere, a man climbs in through the window and starts tearing the room apart. It does not take long for Anna to realize he is not alone. There is more than one intruder inside her house, and she begins to tremble in fear. When she sees them move away, she quietly plans her escape. She makes it all the way to the front door, which is wide open. But the moment she stands at the threshold, her body freezes. She cannot force herself to step outside. Before she can react, she is caught and dragged back into the house. Locked inside her bedroom, Anna manages to break free and struggles to calm herself down. She slips into the bathroom after noticing Vance, one of the intruders, heading her way. The second he steps inside, she reacts on instinct. With a sharp hairpin, she stabs him in the neck, killing him instantly. Afterwards, she drags Vance's body down to the basement. When he does not return, his two partners begin searching for him. Their shock is immediate when they discover his body lying in the basement. Moments later, Anna locks the farthest basement door and runs to her bedroom to grab a small box. Inside are keys that unlock a hidden mechanism connected to a secret lever. Suddenly, the basement staircase seals itself shut. There is no longer any way for the intruders to climb back upstairs. With the basement doors locked tight, the men are trapped. That is when they finally understand that Anna is not some helpless woman. And in that moment, the hunters become the hunted. This is Intruders. But long before the break-in, Anna Rook was known as a woman suffering from severe agoraphobia, an extreme fear of the outside world. If she steps beyond her home, she panics to the point that it could become life-threatening. She has not left the house since her father died when she was 10 years old. For years, she has lived inside with her sickly older brother, Conrad. The two survive on food delivered daily by Dan. Conrad desperately wants Anna to face the world and live like everyone else. He even encourages her to forgive their father. Sadly, Conrad passes away not long after. The next day, Dan arrives with the usual food delivery. Anna breaks down in tears and tells him that her brother is gone. Dan offers his condolences and gently suggests that maybe she should leave the house for a while to clear her mind. But because of her agoraphobia and her deep attachment to her childhood home, Anna refuses to go anywhere. Instead, she asks Dan why he has spent the last year working as a delivery driver instead of chasing something better. Dan can only look at her in silence. Then, without warning, Anna disappears into the back of the house and returns with a sack full of cash. She knows he is struggling financially, and she offers him the money so he can leave town and start over somewhere else. Dan refuses. They barely know each other, and he feels uncomfortable accepting something so extreme. The next day is Conrad's funeral. Anna dresses as if she is about to leave the house, but she never actually steps outside. Instead, she stays inside, waiting for relatives to come visit. Some family members send their condolences through voice messages. The house feels quiet, heavy with grief. Then everything changes. Out of nowhere, three men break in by smashing the kitchen door glass. JP, his younger brother Vance, and their friend Perry force their way inside. Anna panics at first, but she manages to steady herself and hide. The men begin searching the house room by room. As Anna moves from one hiding place to another, she is eventually discovered. Her first instinct is to run for the front door, but just like before, her body betrays her. Her agoraphobia takes over, and she cannot step outside. JP questions her about why she did not attend her brother's funeral and where she keeps the money. Somehow, they already know there is cash inside the house. Anna is too terrified to respond, and especially with Perry constantly threatening her life. Each of the three men has a different personality. JP is the more calculating one. Vance is careless and reckless. Perry is the most violent, impulsive, and dangerous of them all. JP and Vance step into the kitchen to talk privately about what to do next. Their original plan was to rob the house while no one was home. Now that Anna is there, she could call the police or scream for help. Still, they insist they never intended to kill her. They continue searching for the money, completely unaware that the sack of cash Anna once offered to Dan is sitting right there in the kitchen in plain sight. None of them suspect that the ordinary-looking bag is filled with money. Meanwhile, as JP and Vance look for a safe, Perry stays behind with Anna. He intimidates her, tapes her ankles together, and pressures her for answers. Eventually, she reveals that she has not left the house in over 10 years. Perry refuses to believe her. To test her, he forces her outside. The result is immediate and devastating. Anna breaks down completely, overwhelmed with panic to the point that she loses control of herself.
See? It's not so bad.
Perry, go inside.
Vance takes her upstairs so she can change. While that is happening, JP and Perry discover two locked rooms in the basement. Back upstairs, Anna is still shaken and vulnerable, and Vance begins to cross a line. Suddenly, Dan arrives and intervenes. When Anna sees that Dan knows Vance, she is stunned and runs to hide again. It becomes clear that JP and his crew learned about the money in the house from Dan. Perry grows more dangerous by the minute. He searches around the side of the house, determined to silence Anna permanently so she cannot report them. In a cruel attempt to lure her out, he kills her pet bird with a hammer. But Anna stays hidden and retreats into the bathroom, where she seizes her chance. When Vance follows her inside, she turns the tables and kills him. JP and Perry, meanwhile, keep Dan tied up in the living room. After dragging Vance's body down to the basement, Anna locks the others inside once they discover it. This time, there is no way out. The house is no longer a target. It has become a trap, and the men who broke in are now the ones imprisoned inside it. Down in the basement, JP is still grieving the loss of his younger brother, Vance. Meanwhile, Perry rummages through a desk drawer and finds an old photograph along with a dusty microphone. The tension in the room keeps building. The trapped intruders try everything to break out. They kick the doors and attempt to force them open, but nothing works. There is no signal down there either, so JP cannot call anyone for help. Upstairs, Dan pleads with Anna to let him go. He insists the robbery was never his idea. He explains that he had just come from Conrad's funeral and only stopped by to check on her. According to him, he had casually mentioned the sack of money Anna once offered him when talking to Vance. He never imagined Vance would twist that information into a plan to rob her house. Without his knowledge, Vance brought his brother and Perry along to carry out the crime. Anna listens, but her response is shocking. To test his honesty, she suddenly snaps two of Dan's fingers. Then she pushes him down into the basement with the others. The quiet woman who has not stepped outside in years reveals a much darker side. The robbers came expecting easy money, but instead they walk straight into a nightmare. And Anna is watching every move through hidden CCTV cameras. Dan survives the fall, though his kneecap is knocked out of place. In a strange moment of cooperation, JP and Perry help force his knee back into position. Perry, furious and frustrated, blames JP for everything, saying this would not have happened if Anna had been killed from the start. Soon after, Anna appears above them, holding a remote control. Perry hurls insults at her for trapping them, while Dan begs to be released. Annoyed by Dan's desperation, Perry stomps on his injured knee, crushing it again. Anna then instructs JP to retrieve a first aid kit from another basement door that suddenly unlocks by itself. It becomes clear that the basement is fully wired with surveillance equipment and remote-controlled doors. Anna has complete control. JP walks into one of the rooms, which looks disturbingly like a young girl's bedroom, and finds himself locked inside. At the same time, Perry wedges the door open with Vance's body and manages to break through another inner door using a stone. Anna sees everything through the cameras and does not hesitate to respond. Inside, Perry discovers a narrow corridor lined with freezers, leading to another room filled with tools and hanging ropes. Suddenly, the lights go out. Perry checks the electrical panel, and when the lights return, he notices one of the freezers has shifted, revealing a small hole behind it. Inside the opening, he finds a hidden staircase leading upward. Not long after, a noise comes from the workshop area. Perry investigates, and Anna ambushes him, striking his head. He fights back, knocking her down and choking her. The struggle is brutal. Even though he overpowers her at first, the deep wound on Perry's head keeps bleeding heavily. Eventually, he collapses and dies from the injury. As the chaos settles, Conrad's lawyer, Charlotte, arrives to check on Anna. She grows concerned when she notices the shattered kitchen door glass. Anna has already cleaned the blood from the sink and quickly meets her. She calmly explains that Dan broke the glass because he was worried when she did not respond. Charlotte remains uneasy, but for now, Anna manages to keep the truth hidden. At the same time, Dan is desperately searching for a way out. In one of the freezers, he is horrified to discover a body. Nearby, he finds a small opening with a staircase inside and tries to break through the door at the top. The noise almost gives everything away. Charlotte grows suspicious when she hears it, but Anna quickly talks her way out of trouble, and Charlotte eventually leaves. If she had insisted on investigating further, Anna was fully prepared to kill her, knife already in hand. The staircase Dan found leads to a hidden box in the living room, but of course it is locked from the outside. Wasting no time, Anna heads back down the main stairs and finds Dan in pain near the freezer corridor. She drags him into a dark room that connects through a closet to the fake little girl's bedroom where JP has been trapped. Anna watches them from behind a one-way mirror hidden behind a picture frame. Neither JP nor Dan can see her. The glass is bulletproof, so breaking it is not an option. Using the old microphone connected to speakers, Anna forces JP to put on her father's old shirt from a drawer. She makes it clear that he will not be released unless he follows her instructions. JP quickly realizes that this basement bedroom is an exact replica of the one upstairs. He begins to piece together what happened here before. Victims were drugged with food, then Conrad would enter through a hidden door in the closet. From there, they were executed using ropes in the adjoining room. Anna suddenly loses control when JP voices his suspicions. In a burst of emotion, she reveals records of Conrad's victims. According to her, every single one of them was suspected of abusing children. In her mind, she and Conrad were not murderers, but executioners delivering justice to men like their father. It is then revealed that Anna's childhood was deeply traumatic. She was abused by her own father for years. One day, Conrad defended her and killed him. After that, Anna never stepped outside again. The trauma locked her inside the house, and together, she and Conrad turned their pain into revenge against men they believed were predators. JP is stunned by the story, but remains defiant. He continues to provoke and intimidate Anna. Later, as he and Dan talk, JP lets his guard down and lies back on the bed. Anna, knowing that Dan has feelings for her, tries to manipulate him. She instructs Dan to approach the mirror, where she offers him a weapon inside a box and urges him to kill JP. Dan refuses. He is not like JP and the others, and he refuses to become a killer. JP overhears the commotion, grabs the gun, stomps on Dan's injured foot, and presses the weapon to his head. Not wanting Dan to die, Anna finally unlocks the bedroom door. JP wastes no time escaping the house, dragging Dan along with him. After dragging his brother's body out of the house, JP turns on Dan and knocks him unconscious. Then he pours gasoline throughout the room, fully intending to burn the house to the ground. Watching this unfold, Anna begins to panic. She rushes forward with a box filled with cash, hoping it will stop him. But at this point, JP no longer cares about the money. He wants revenge. Anna throws the box aside and a violent struggle breaks out. In the middle of the chaos, JP comes up with a cruel idea. Instead of killing her immediately, he decides to recreate the trauma of her childhood before ending her life. He plans to humiliate and violate her first, as a final act of punishment. Just as Anna is about to be assaulted and killed, Dan regains consciousness and rushes in to stop JP. In the struggle that follows, Anna sees her chance. She grabs the weapon tucked into JP's waistband and fires straight into his chest. With JP finally dead, the nightmare comes to an end. Dan, still in shock, walks away without saying a word. He leaves the house and everything that happened inside it behind him. Anna remains alone in the living room, staring at a photograph of her family. For more than 10 years, she has not stepped outside those walls. Slowly, almost trembling, she finally gathers the courage to walk out of the house. As she does, she remembers Conrad's words about forgiving their father. In the end, instead of holding on to the past, Anna sets the house on fire, burning it down along with the painful memories that once trapped her inside. So the moral of the story is, if you break into someone's house for easy money, make sure it is not owned by a traumatized genius with secret doors, CCTV, and a basement that turns into a DIY horror escape room.